So I see everybody asking all the time if these Sugihara bars are any good. Well, let me tell you something. This bar's got about 60 gallons of gas through it. It looks bad, but that's just the factory finish that they put on them wearing off of it. I haven't had to dress the rails on this bar yet. And I use this saw every single day. Every day I use this saw. It's the original tip yet, and that tip ain't even thinking about blowing. And that bar is as good as it was new, even with 60 gallons of gas through it. This bar here is the first Sugi I ever bought. That's the second tip that I put on it. You can see it's got some chipping there, and there's a big crack. It developed a crack on one side, but it finally made its way to the other. You can see right there. And it's got all this chipping here, and starting to chip on this side. And on this side here it started chipping. The only reason I had to retire this bar, because when I'm limbing up trees, this would flex up a little bit and bind up my chain. It's the only reason I had to retire this bar. Otherwise this thing would have been good for a long time. But I can't even begin to tell you how many cords of wood I've cut with that bar. I couldn't even begin to tell you. Couldn't even tell you how many gallons of gas have been burnt on that. That's an indescribable amount of wood. And this one here is going to do the same thing. It's just going to keep going and going and going and going. And even with these chips out of the rails, like this, I never threw chains. I never had no issues. I'd have a little bit of oil dripping out of there every now and then, but it wasn't a big deal. It's still oiled good. So, if you're questioning yourself if Sugihara bars are worth buying or not, these bars here last, that tip lasts 5 times longer than any steel or Oregon tip. And that bar lasts 10 times longer than any steel or Oregon bar. I've had Oregon bars already where I've bought them brand new, and out in the first snowfall that's never even been in a tree yet or nothing, brand new bar, and started cutting into a tree and limbing it up, and you get into a little bit of snow and I've blown the tip. And I've had that happen quite a few times with brand new Oregon bars. Never had it happen with a Sugi. I've had it happen with steel bars already, but never with the Sugi. The Sugis are the best of the best in my opinion. And that's my opinion. Everybody has an opinion. This is just what is best for me. For the few extra dollars you spend to get something like that over something that ain't gonna last very long. And I tell you what, I don't like throwing my money at stuff that don't work.